Hello everyone, welcome to our weekly Wellness Wednesday live here on Planet Wellness. If you're watching live, please say hello in the comments, and it's hashtag replay if you're watching on the replay. So today we've got another treat for you. What is it, Ronald?
It's in Australia they call it eggplant. In England they call it aubergine. In India they call it brinjal, and then in Mauritius they call it brinjal.
So here it is.
And there it is.
That's what we're talking about.
That's what you call a medium-sized eggplant or aubergine. So we'll stick with aubergine today because we are in UK, and I'm gonna give you first of all the benefits of eating aubergine regularly, like once a day or once every 2 days. But I'm also going to give you a fantastic recipe. You're going to love it, right? In fact, I'm going to give you 2 recipes, right? Which I've got from my my book that I'm writing on really top recipes from all over the world, and healthy, of course. Now, if you look carefully, if you just show the eggplant again, if you look carefully, can you see straight away that it's a purple color, right? Well, that's telling you something already. When something is purple in the fruit or vegetable kingdom, either purple or blue or red, it's a very strong chance it'll be very high in nutrition. Now, one of the big benefits of aubergine, I keep thinking eggplant because I'm from Australia originally, and that's what we know it as, eggplant. Now, it is the same family as tomatoes, right? Big tomatoes, small tomatoes, it's the same family.
The nightshade family.
Nightshade, but it's been modified to become a vegetable, okay? It's actually a fruit, but they call it a vegetable. So, now, why is this so important? Number one, every patient in the last 50 years that I've seen, every patient, to their eyes, I've noticed one thing. They're constipated. In other words, they're going to the toilet once a day, or once every 2 days, or once every 3 days, or once every 4 days. That is one of the greatest problems with people today. They retain waste. So they eat 3 meals a day, sometimes a lot of meat, or pizzas or things like that. They eat that. And what do? They retain the waste in their small intestines and the colon because they're not pulling it out because there's not enough fiber in their food plan, right? Whatever they eat, you need 38 grams of fiber daily, and they're certainly not getting that, because I'll tell you why it's so important to get that much. I've done tests for 40 years on this. You need everybody, unless you're very like dwarfish or something, but everybody needs 38 grams of fiber to go from them into their mouth and out the other side. 35 feet of it, right? Your intestines is 25 feet, plus the duodenum and so on. And then the colon is about 5 feet. So you're talking, say, 30 to 35 feet of tubing, which is retaining waste, which should be out of you. In other words, when you eat food, you should convert to energy and rebuilding muscle and so on and so on. And the rest of it should be waste that comes out of your body within 24 hours, right? I've seen cases where some people have not been in the toilet for 28 days. 28 days. They eat 3 meals a day, spaghetti bolognese, this, bacon and so on. 28 days later, they're still having on the toilet. So I make up this special concoction, and they've had to fumigate the house. It's been that smelly.
So, some of these people are slim as well. So don't let the size or the shape of the body fool you.
Yep, exactly. And sometimes, even though they're slim, they think they're fine, but the trick is this. Look at their eyes, and you will see quite a dark colouring around the actual pupil, and that is the colon and stomach area, okay? Now, so the eggplant is one of the greatest foods for helping you relieve your constipation. The size we showed you before is that's for one person, okay? Now, if you want to have more fiber, just double up. You know, it's a very good product to eat. You know, it's easy to eat, right? So now, why is it so beautiful and efficient? Number one, very high in fiber, right? Number 2, it's got manganese, which is hard to get these days. It's got copper to keep your brain cognitive. It's got potassium, phosphorus, calcium. It's also got a lot of phytonutrients, which is plant nutrients, and polyphenols, which is a component of food. Right? These are all beneficial to the human body. And in addition to that, it's got a degree of what you call efficacy to actually help your macula in the back of your eyes. So that's a very good food to have to help your eyes keep its vision. I'll be 75 in August this year, and what's one of my favorite recipes? He's doing aubergine dishes. Okay. Now, one more. The reason why it helps is because that purple color on the outside of the aubergine. I can't believe it. I've seen some people actually peel the aubergine and only eat the center part. Big mistake. That skin is where the nutrition is so strong. Right in the skin and the nutrition, that purple color, that is taken inside your body, and the blood sends it to your macula in the back of your eyes, and it sharpens your vision, right? And also because it is a deconstipation, it takes away constipation, it helps to make your blood clean and your liver clean and your kidneys clean. So it's very powerful. So I'm going to then recommend a couple of recipes for you. Okay, what you do, that's for one person, by the way. So if you have 2 people, you just double it.
By the way, we've got Dr. Kernmore here. He's asking, does it also contain selenium, magnesium?
Yes.
Just wondering.
Yes, it does. It does. It does contain selenium and magnesium. Yes, it does. And enough to give you enough firepower. The more you eat, the better it is. Right? Now, if you grow your own aubergine and you put copper in the ground, you put organic stuff, you'll certainly have a lot more nutrition than the commercially bought aubergine, right? So let me tell you I'm going to give 2 recipes. You're going to love it. One, you get the aubergine,
Yep.
like that.
Like this.
And you cut it in half.
Yeah, just lengthwise.
Lengthways. You cut it off lengthways, right?
Just remove this bit, the green
the
bit.
stem.
Yeah,
the
the
stem.
stem. Yeah.
Okay, you cut it in half lengthways.
Yep.
Okay. You then put it in the steamer, right, in a steamer, until it's soft, right? And within a few minutes it'll go soft. You then take it out of the steamer, you get a spoon and you scoop the middle bit. It'll be like fleshy, fairly what you call green-grey, right? You pull it out with a spoon and you mix that with goat's cheese, okay? Goat's cheese. Onions, garlic, ginger, chili, olive oil, and a few also steamed tomatoes, chopped up. You mix it all up, all that mixture up. You mix it all up, and you put it back into the actual boat of the aubergine. You put it in there, and you put it on the barbecue. Okay, you put it on the barbecue low heat, and you let it cook for about 4 or 5 minutes. And then you drizzle a bit more olive oil on the top and a bit sel de Guérande, and bingo, you've got a dish worth 5 stars. Let me tell you. All right. The other way, you're going to love this one as well. The other way is to cut it into small cubes. You take the green stem out, you cut it lengthways, and you cut it in small cubes. You steam that. Okay, you steam that with 3 big tomatoes. You steam it like whole tomato. The steamer will break the tomato down. The steamer will break the portions that down.
And remember to eat the skin as well. So when you cut it, have the skin on.
That's right. You could also steam 1 red potato. You could even do a red potato or a sweet potato. Steam that chopped up. So you've got the eggplant, 3 tomatoes, 1 sweet potato. Now, when everything's cooked, you get a hand masher. You just mash it together. Okay, you mash it together, so it'll be like a paste, right? Like a combination of it's a combination of the eggplant, the tomato. It will be quite creamy, right? Then you put some tahini, tablespoon of tahini, tablespoon of mayonnaise, and 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, and also some sel de Guérande, right? Now you put that dish, right, on your wild rice, on your lentils, on anything that needs a bit of a pep, and you can also put chili. The more chili, the hotter it gets, and that becomes like a sauce, right? And it is so creamy. And the good thing about this, but the aubergine, it absorbs everything incredibly well into its flesh. It absorbs the olive oil, absorbs the salt, absorbs the tomatoes, and you get a delicious dish, right? Now, the reason why you put the salt, it just gives you that little bit of salty, just about teaspoon per aubergine, about a tablespoon or two of extra virgin olive oil, and good from there. So we're going to give you this recipes. How?
We're gonna type it all up and share it on our page later on.
So by the way, you don't. If you, I'll give you a good tip. If you're eating one eggplant in one form or another every day, within 3 months, you should have really good skin. Really good skin, because that will help you to clean your bowels out, right? And that will certainly help you to relieve a lot of old waste that's in there. I've seen waste in the pathology after we've done cleaning, and the waste is 35 years of meat, red meat. So when you detoxify the body properly, like with a recipe like that, over 2 or 3 months, it will remove up to 10 or 20 kilos of all waste that's been around you for 30 to 40 years. Believe me, right? And that's why you get such good skin. Just to prove it, no bragging involved. When people meet me, they always think I'm 50 or 55. Always. They never. I say I put my hand up, and they go, no. I said, you go 55, no. Go up 60, no. 65, no. What? They can't believe it. And I say 75 in August. No. You don't look anywhere and say, now, why do you think I've got such good skin and in good condition? Why? Because I'm eating fresh food 2 or 3 times daily from my own garden. That's the difference. Right, so we're going to create a facility where people can actually come and visit the garden, in next summer when things are even better. This weather's not been good this year, and then we'll benefit a lot of people, and also our recipes will be in a book that we're writing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And our viewers are saying, oh, it's worth doing it now. Some of them,
yes,
they're a bit lazy to cook the aubergine, but now you can see the benefits.
Yeah.
It's well worth taking the time to do this recipe.
Yeah. It's easy to cook. It's easy to cook. It's very easy. But on top of that, it's the taste. It's got an amazing. It is why it's got such a good taste, because it absorbs. The sort of flesh it's got is so absorbent of extra virgin olive oil, sea salt, cumin, turmeric, chili. It loves all that, right? And it just gives you that creamy flavor. If you put a tahini with it or almond butter, wow, you've got a dish in one.
Yeah,
right?
it's also not so much also just the taste, but the nutrition that you're going to be getting from the food that you're consuming.
Actually, I gave that recipe to a chef in Brisbane, and he started a small takeaway restaurant, and he called it Aubergine Queensland, and guess what? He became so popular with the recipe. Everybody, what's in that? They never would have thought that you could add things like extra virgin olive oil, cumin, turmeric, sea salt. People just cut up this thing and they just fry it. That's it. You can fry it as well, but you've got to create the minerals through the cumin, turmeric, sea salt, extra virgin oil, and you mix it with it. It is one of the most absorbent flesh you can eat in your program of food. Nothing I've seen can absorb as much as that. You can also mix that with rice, mix wild rice, right? 40% red rice, 40% brown rice, and 20% wild rice. It makes an incredible addition when you put chili and so on. Makes an incredible addition on top of your rice. And anybody's fussy about eating, you make this dish for them, they'll eat it.
Yeah, it makes a very nice dip as well. If you want to eat some vegetables, raw vegetables, you can actually use it as a dip as well.
You can also look with couscous. With couscous.
Yeah, couscous. That's right. Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed that.
Okay,
So,
and we've been asked when is our recipe book coming out. We're working on it.
we-
We've got quite a number of projects going on, so hopefully sometime this year, late part of this year, it'll be out.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm actually writing a book at the moment on diabetes, and there'll be two types. There'll be a minor one and a major book, so it's very time consuming, but it will be done.
Yeah. And just to share as well, over the last few months, we wrote this book, How to Improve Your Immune System.
Yes.
So I'll share the link in the comments below. It's an ebook, a small ebook, about 20 pages. So
Yes.
do look up this book and download it as well if you haven't already.
Yes.
It's 8 proven secrets to boost your immune system. And that's especially important during times like these, especially.
It took me. I did it. When I write something, I do intensive research plus my own 40, 50 years of experience, and I write a very good ebook, very informative. So you'll get a lot of good information, and you can implement the recipes in this ebook.
Okay, so feel free to share your aubergine recipe photos later on, and your comments as well. I'll go through all of them later and reply personally to that as well. So till next week, take care, and we will see you in another week.
Can I add a funny comment? We've noticed something. Every time I get on the radio or TV and I mention a recipe like I've just mentioned, the next day I go in there, the eggplant, the aubergine is gone.
They are short of supply in the shops.
The market is said, oh, this chap was on his TV, and I wanted a recipe. And they buy things like aubergine, which I've never tried before, because they can tell from the way I'm talking, the recipe is excellent.
So if you've got some time today, please do go and shop for your aubergine, eggplant, or brinjal quick before it runs out of stock. Okay, see you then. Bye-bye.
Have a good day.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Take care.
Say, have a good day.